Hello, class. I want to welcome you to Elementary Statistics. This is an online class, asynchronous, which means we have no scheduled time to be together either virtually or in person, which makes this somewhat difficult in that you have to have some self-discipline in staying on top of the work assigned and getting the assignments in a timely fashion. This is my contact information up here. Email is the best way to contact me, so please, if you are struggling at all, if you have any questions, reach out to me as soon as possible because I'm sure we can work through whatever it is. There is no required textbook for this class. Instead, I will be posting every week PowerPoint presentations that are narrated, videos, and other content that you can look at. There also is a open source textbook that you'll see a link to in the Start Here section of Plato for additional information. It's important that you either have a calculator or an app to use for calculating and have access to Word and Excel. Because this is an online class, you're expected to log in to Plato and email frequently so that you can keep abreast of any assignments that there are, any communications that I am putting out. There will be assignments probably most weeks and homeworks that will be due by Sunday, end of day. In general, all assignments will be due by Sunday of that week, end of day, and unless otherwise specified. I expect you all to be honest, to have an integrity when it comes to classwork. There is a link here to Westfield State's academic policy regarding honesty, so please have a look at that. I will be providing all material and assignments via Plato by Monday each week, and that's the work that will be due the following Sunday. I will be online quite frequently, so any email you can expect that I will get back to you within 24 hours. I'm also going to provide on Plato each week a day and time for a virtual check-in. This is optional, of course. It's up to you if you want to come online with me. There might be one of you, 10 of you, doesn't matter how many, just for questions regarding what's going on that week or anything you have a concern about. So I probably won't do that week one, because we're just getting started, but starting in week two, I will set that up each week and we'll just see how it goes. If no one is signing in, if I set up that time and I go through, 3 or 4 weeks and nobody is taking advantage of that, I might discontinue doing that. But please keep in mind that that is always an option for you to just reach out to me and we will set up a date and time that works for both of us and we can get together that way. Or if you prefer to get together in person, we can set up a date and time to do that in my office in Wilson 326. Um, let's see. This is a schedule of the topics that we will be covering. It is tentative. We just have to see how things go, but this is what I plan to cover over the course of this semester. We will be having homework probably every week, quizzes, projects, and exams. Homework, it's important that you do this and to do it in a timely fashion. This helps you determine whether you've understood the material, and it helps me to understand whether you've understood the material. Um, with the homework at the end of, well, after about 7 weeks, the middle of the semester, and at the end of the semester, those homework grades will be aggregated and count as a quiz grade. So over the course of the semester, there will be 2 quiz grades generated from your homework. The way the homework is graded, and I'm doing air quotes, is I will assign a 0 to 10 for each homework that you do. If you do the homework and put in a good faith effort, you will probably get a 9 or a 10. It's not a literal grade, as in if there are 10 questions and you get 2 wrong, you're going to get an 8. If there are 10 questions and you've it appears that you've made the effort and you get 2 wrong, you will get a 10. So effort is taken into consideration, the fact that you're doing it with due diligence. That's how those will be graded, if you will. So in Play-Doh, all the grades will be on Play-Doh. If you see a 10 for a homework, and if I've commented, please go look at the comments, because a 10 does not mean you got everything right. You may have gotten 2 wrong, and in that case, I will have explained in the comments in Play-Doh where you've submitted your homework, I will have explained where you went wrong, so that you can learn from that experience. So these 2 grades will be generated from the homeworks. And in addition to that, quizzes will be given, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 over the course of the semester. We will drop the lowest quiz grade, but the grades generated from the homework, those 2 grades, neither of those will be dropped. The lowest quiz grade that will be dropped will be the quizzes that were in addition to those homework quiz grades. Quizzes, and while I'm saying that, quizzes and exams and a homework cannot be accepted late. In addition to that, we'll have projects, little mini assignments throughout the semester. You should attempt to do them on time. If there are extenuating circumstances, I may accept it late, but when I accept something late, there will be a 20% deduction from your grade. So it will behoove you to get that done on time, if not early. If there is a little project mini assignment that I'm expecting and you submit it early and I have an opportunity, I will go over it. And if you've made, some grave error that possibly you can fix, I will let you know about that and give you an opportunity to resubmit it. But it would always have to be resubmitted by the due date. We will have 2 or 3 exams, including a final exam, which will not be comprehensive. Each of the exams will just be covering the material that we have covered since the last exams. Different assignments are weighted differently. Exams are going to be weighted at 40%, projects at 35%, and quizzes 25%. Lowest quiz grade, as I said, will be dropped. The homework, the 2 quiz grades coming from the homework, are not included in that option. And this is just standard, how your numerical grade translates into a letter grade. And pages 3 and 4 are just all the resources that are available to you. Most importantly is the Math Tutoring Center. They do an excellent job. They are in Wilson 317. This is their contact information, and there is a link right here that will bring you to their page on the Westfield State University site with all the information, the hours, etc. So do please take advantage of that. And obviously we have a food pantry and a counseling center, reading and writing center, student support services, students with disabilities support, WSU 360. I will be utilizing that. That happens a couple of times over the semester where I can indicate to you if you are close to failing or you have a failing grade. So hopefully we can address that. Also, it's an opportunity for me to give you kudos if you're doing an outstanding job. So keep an eye out for all of that. There are assignments this week, this first week. One of them, there's just a small homework, and there's also a discussion that is really just to introduce yourself. So there are some questions that need to be answered, and that assignment is due by Friday this week, which I believe is the 8th, because then you need to respond to one of your peers by the end of day Sunday, which is the 10th. So I'm looking forward to our semester together. And honestly, truly, please reach out to me for anything. But absolutely, if you're struggling with something, don't wait till the last minute. So hopefully we can address any concerns that you have. Okay, have a good week.